Hey everybody, Happy New Year. First I want to say, I'm scratching some things. You know, sometimes you listen to so many different people online and they're giving their advice and their suggestions. And, I came across where you need to create a script for your YouTube channel. Basically, you got to really listen to who you are because that doesn't always work for everybody. Like for me, I tried doing a script and I felt like I was a robot. Okay, my previous video, I just took it down because it sounded like it was so scripted and I felt like I was just reading lines and I sounded like an AI robot. So I was just like, no, this is not gonna work. I need to be free fall. I just need to be, just do freestyle videos because that's just what came to mind was how to overcome creative block, because I struggle with that and I know so many people struggle with that. And as a content creator, whether you're creating videos, whether you're a writer, a blogger, whether you're a personal brand where you have to come up with different strategies for your brand. But creative blocks are, artist, whether you're a painter staring at a blank canvas, whether you have to come up with strategies or ideas. It's just something we all struggle with. And the one thing that I have learned to do over time, just brain dump everything. And whenever you're in a creative mood, when you're in that creative space, and your creative juices are flowing, I would recommend you go with the flow and jot down, whether you want to keep a journal, a notebook, if you want to put it into a digital, some kind of app like Notion or Trello, or some, Google Docs or whatever, if you want to just make sure you have to document it. You can also use a jar and just use Post-it notes, and whatever ideas come to you, jot it down, throw it in a jar. The whole point of this is when you do come to a block, a creative block, and you can't think of anything to do, you have something to pull from, you have something to retrieve, you have a whole cluster of ideas that you have stored up. And sometimes that triggers other ideas, like you can build upon the ideas that you originally created. Or sometimes I never believe in a bad idea or bad, creative idea. You can always use it, you can tweak it, you can build upon it. I never throw away any ideas. I also paint. So even if my painting does not come out great, especially if it's a watercolor paint, you never know. Sometimes the best paintings I made was when I actually painted over and it formed itself. I do oceans, specifically oceans, but I love acrylic. I'm not really good with watercolor, but with my watercolor, I should say, because acrylic is kind of hard to paint over once you paint on a canvas, but watercolor you can manipulate it. So a lot of times I would let it dry, and sometimes after it dries you see certain things, especially if you do abstract paintings, and then you kind of see something forming, and then you kind of just go with the flow. You can paint over that and layer the painting, and then it comes out really nice. So I just want to leave you, and then it also creates depth when you do that. So when you layer it, it has like multicolor of layers and colors and depth and textures. So I love anything that has combination of, I'm into color, I'm into textures, I'm into patterns and design, as well as I'm a writer, blogger, and content creator, and also creative consultant. So I just wanted to I know a lot of people are probably struggling, especially another thing I wanted to say. I think a lot of times creative blocks are caused because of anxiety, pressure, stress, whatever stress you may be going through, environment. It could be just the pressure of life, the things, we're in a world that's changing so fast and things are happening that are out of our control. And so the stress and the pressure, and then also with social media, if you're, building up your content, you're building up your personal brand, and the pressure of competition and all of this plays a role. And you may just feel stagnant with your creativity, and then you feel pressure because you're looking at someone else's work, and you're like, you may feel like you're not as good enough, or imposter syndrome that everybody's talking about on social media. So all those things play a role in your creative blocks and producing your best work. So I would just recommend, see, I'm inspired by other people. So when I look at other people's stuff, I'm not comparing and competing with anybody. I'm inspired. I get inspired. It gives me creative juices when I look at other people's work. But not everybody is the same. Some people are comparing themselves with other people, and then so they feel like they're less than, or they feel like they're not good enough, or whatever. So you have to get to a healthy space within yourself. And when you have a healthy mindset with yourself, you're not going to come across those type of challenges. You're going to look at creativity in a whole different way. And so I just want to leave you with that. It's a process. Creativity is a process, and you should be enjoying the journey. Seriously, you need to be enjoying the journey, because it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying when you actually finish what you have envisioned. And sometimes it's not even what you envision. It's just that it kind of manifests on over time. Like, you don't even know where it starts out and then how it ends. Like, it's completely, you had no idea that it was going to turn out the way it did, because that's not how you had originally planned it to work out. But then it kind of just, you didn't go, when you go with the flow, when you just go with that flow, you just find your way. And that's where you really appreciate the journey that you're on. So I hope this is encouragement if you're dealing with stagnation or any type of creative blocks. And I hope that you will just, start this year off, just take your time, no pressure, and just build upon your ideas, and just utilize what you have. Don't look at the things that you don't have. Use your assets and make things happen. And what is that quote that I always, when you're down to nothing, God is up to something. So he will create something out of nothing. So yeah, I just want to leave you with that. See you in the next one. Take care.